Yo, so my audio cut out, but this is how you make these train tracks, bro. So these are dead rails or dead tracks, and obviously, look at this design, bro. Obviously, if you look at very closely, it kind of looks like it's the railing of a train track, almost. You feel what I'm saying? And you got the middle part. It's like the little gravel underneath, kind of, and you're really just using this with campfires, and then you just place the mine carts over it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could do this with the rails, the regular Minecraft rails, but it doesn't give that 3D design, that special look. You know what I'm saying? All right, dang, I deleted the rails, but you're gonna need the rails for sure when creating this. You know what I'm saying? You're also gonna need uh, your mine carts. And now you don't really need the lanterns, but if you want the lanterns, you could have them for designing. And that's what I'm finna go over, is how to design this dead rails. Now you don't have to do it exactly like me, but you are gonna need at least some trees. You know what I'm saying? Give it that good old-fashioned look of overgrown. That's what I'm pretty much going for. You're gonna want some bone meal so you can hurry up and get the process going. You feel what I'm saying? So as you can see, I'm struggling, but yeah, I went ahead and got the pale oaks, or the widow trees, as we like to say, because that's its true authentic name. You see, and they can only grow in patterns of four, so you have to put them in the 4x4s. If not, it's not gonna grow. I I don't understand the reason why, but that's how you do it. And you just place, like, you could just place them wherever. It don't even have to be in like this set design. I just randomly placed. Obviously, you get your bone meal, you start tossing it. Some of these trees go faster than other ones, as we could see. Not only that, I am going to talk. Well, I'm since this is a voiceover, you could bone meal your freaking crown, right? Now I'm going to talk about how you could design this besides just bone milling. You could also get your moss, right? Get some moss. It could be the green moss or the pale moss. I went ahead and got some pale moss for this example. I also did get the green moss later on, but all you really need is just one, and then you can just bone mill it, right? You can keep bone milling it, and it could like keep going. You feel what I'm saying? Which is actually cool, and it gives that little overgrown vibe now. As you can see, the area, the surrounding area, it doesn't look so bad now. It kind of looks like, these are just some hidden tracks that were abandoned a little bit. It's there. Now I do talk about whatever, right? So literally everything here is just, bro, you could literally design this however you want, right? Get you a regular moss block, the green moss, the moss that came before the gray one. You feel what I'm saying? And as you can tell, you can't really see much of a difference between the grass and the green moss, but it's there. I mean, it's there. It's just you're not gonna see it as much as you are the gray one. But it does add like that little extra texture design, especially when trying to mix. That's my favorite thing about the gray moss and the green moss. You can mix both of them together and make a excellent design. And like I said, you could literally keep doing this over and over, however you want it design. Now you could add these little train actual rails, you feel what I'm saying? And you can connect it to wherever you want, right? And you just literally add it as like if it's a train passing by the old train tracks. You know how, like in real life, it works like that. You can see sometimes there's like, oh, there's a dead trail, there's a dead rail right there. It's not used, it's just put aside, whatever, right? That's how you could do it. Now I'm teaching you how to actually functionally put this together, whatever. Alright, time to talk about what we need. So we're obviously gonna need your rails. You're gonna need at least one minecart or whatever. It's gonna be the whichever one. And you're gonna need one placer block. Right? So that you could put the whatchamacallit, you're also gonna need your campfire, but you need the placer block. It could be grass, it could be whatever block you need, right? Or whatever block you desire. It don't matter. It just needs to be something to place so that you can place your minecart, or not your, you can place your rail, so that you can place your minecart, you feel what I'm saying? And then whatever. Now you could use signs. In my other design, I didn't use signs. I think signs, they do look kind of good. You could put them at the end, as shown in here, right? And it kind of gives this weird, funny example. But like, this is exactly what I was showing you. Like, you could choose whichever direction you want to go, because if you do look at actual dead rails in real life, you either see like a sign or, a fence in front of it, right? What, I guess it would be a sign in real life, but kind of just like a fence, right? But yeah. So you'll see that. Then this is what I was talking about. You need at least your placer block, and then your to place the minecart or whatever, or the rail, so you can place your minecart, because you can't do that if you just whatever, right? Now, like I said, in this example, you see I placed this on the side. I don't know what was going on with the car. It was like moving to the other side for some reason. It just decided to flip. So if it does do that, I honestly don't know how to fix that. I just went ahead and built it on like a different side, facing the same direction as the way that I had originally made it. I've never even seen like minecarts ever do that. But if you want, you could also just probably play around with the minecart until you get it perfectly straight in the direction you want. But I went ahead and just built it for time consumption. You know what I'm saying? And you're pretty much gonna keep doing the same thing, right? Place the block, boom, it goes in the one direction. Obviously for some reason it flipped, so it's kind of weird. But you're gonna want to do this a couple times, until you get it to that length that you wanted. Obviously, I went ahead and got my regular minecart, so it could be like the front of it. And boom. Now you see there's two separated, right? You want to put them together so it looks connected. It looks very nice and well put, right? Obviously. Now, you could, like I said, you could keep continuing this. You could place whatever you want inside those chests. It could be storage or whatever, right? Just something there. You could put like some abandoned core or something like that, right? Now, I went ahead and placed another one just to show you. You could place multiple down. Now, as you see, it slid off a little bit. What you want to do is place the grass blocks again. Make sure you place it to where it's not going to slide off. And then you just kind of gently tap it in there until it gets to that place where it's perfectly in there, right? And now, as you can see, it looks completely perfect. Literally. And I'm going back to my old build. Alright, for example, you're going to want streets, right? Obviously. Everybody loves Minecraft streets, so they can have a system of like a city or something, right? You're going to want your streets to look realistic. Now you could put these 3D minecart things, right? Like these 3D trails in whatever way you desire, you feel what I'm saying? Literally. And I didn't really like how when you twist it like a certain way, it kind of just goes in only one direction, right? But like I said, I'm going back to my build to talk about it, because literally it already looks perfect. You feel what I'm saying? In my eyes, this is perfect. This is literally how I want it. But texture, we need texture, right? So I'm gonna talk a little bit about texture. You could get yourself some, like some stone, some, you feel what I'm saying, some water, freaking vines, bro. Place them around, bro. Literally, I'm telling you, vines, especially if you want your overgrown look, you want the place to look as freaking abandoned as possible. This is what I was going for. Widow trees or pale oak trees, they look nice when abandoned. You feel what I'm saying? It gives that scary, creepy look. Now you could place leaves wherever you desire. You feel what I'm saying? I obviously didn't, um, because I wanted the lily pads or the dead leaves. You feel what I'm saying? And then I got me some lily pads. And I was showing you how you could place them, how you could use them, or whatever. I obviously just placed it closer to wherever. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then you get your little fallen leaves or your dead leaves. You place them around. Obviously, I wish that they did have different colors for this, um, but they don't, sadly. But even then, it still gives off that like, okay, it's been here for a while. Like here's some leaves. Here's, you know, leaves falling, and you want to place them as like right under some actual bushes or like the tree leaves in order for it. Now you could get yourself a little pond, you know what I'm saying, some water, and then with this water, you're always gonna want to get yourself lily pads. Now, as I struggled to find the name for them, I obviously had them in mind, but Minecraft, they be changing up some names sometimes. So I'm scrolling, I'm looking, right? 'Cause I done forgot the name, but I had it in mind. I just didn't remember that they were called that. Now you place your water in whatever direction you want. Spam place these lily pads. Then what you're gonna want to do is place the bigger ones, and then I went ahead and got some smaller ones because you can't just have like it covered. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta have some small lily pads. Obviously, I don't know how to function the game. For some reason, I'm just trying to speed through everything. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, you see how it gives that like uh it gives more texture. Now I try to see if I could place them over because I did actually like how these got placed. They're more grown. There's multiple of them. It looks very nice, subtle. Now, like I said, texturing is freaking key. So what you're gonna want to do, I went ahead and got me some gravel. You know what I'm saying? Some gravel was probably the best bet. I also got me some buttons. Um, and started spam clicking. You always want to spam click. Now, if you can't find something in the search, just search it up, bro. I'm telling you, best way. But I'm doing this in creative. So obviously, if you're gonna do this in survival, you're probably gonna want to figure out how to get your materials or figure out what you would like. Now I did it close by. I went ahead and did that. Then I spam clicked over here because you want yourself a mountain, right? Obviously, who doesn't want a mountain of gravel just hanging around, making it look dirty, making it look like it got piled up off after all these years, you know? Like it's a bunch of just dead rocks just put up together, almost kind of like sand. Like, you know, you know how when you go outside the streets, you just, yeah, that's literally what it looked like, right? Now, obviously, you want to use some little mature holes, but you don't like. You want you to make you some holes. You want to get some buttons. Buttons are for the rocks. You feel what I'm saying? Rock designs. You could put them on your trees. You could put them, you could put them wherever you desire, right? Literally, just texturize this however you want. This is your build. This is your tracks. This is your own story. You feel what I'm saying? Now you want it, bro. I'm telling you, perfect thing is slabs, like stone slabs. You want to get stone slabs. Your broken slabs. Now you could place it like this. You see how it gives off that like. Oh my god, it gives off that texture, bro. It gives more design to your build. And I'm gonna keep talking about this, bro. Build designing is like one of the best things you could ever do. I'm not gonna lie, like making your build look subtle, make it your way. Now, obviously, I kind of play around with this. You want to do that as much as possible. Figure out what you could like. I obviously try to place the lily pad or the big lily pad things on it. It did not work. I went ahead and got some moss grass. You feel what I'm saying? You see how that already gives off like, oh my god, this is overgrown. Then you want to get you some, like, you see, you just play around. Look, you see how I just got some more. I now breaking. I'm like, okay, I'm figuring out where I want X, Y, and Z, and you could put some more onto that because now it looks like it's been there for years. You want it to look good. You want it to make your environment pop out as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? It's literally simply about imagination. Minecraft is all about imagination. You want your imagination. Now I went ahead and I was like, I didn't really like this whatever. Now you want make sure you don't have any letters on your sign, because why are you gonna put letters on your sign? You feel what I'm saying? It's it's like a stopper, kind of. Now I kind of left it like that, where I only made one side the sign, and the other side it was the fence gate. But I put the fence gate there because look, if you get a regular fence, it doesn't make it look like it's whatever, right? The fence gate does its perfect job of making it look like it's a stop, like a block. You feel what I'm saying? Now you get you some, obviously some gray moss, or the, I forgot the name for it. I just call it the gray moss carpet stuff. You place that around, make it look your design, right? Your way. Now, I do look at this and I'm like, I don't like it could have some more, right? Like I want some water, obviously, like you want as much as whatever you could get, right? Like out of here. I didn't realize like I can, well, I realized but I didn't. So I'm already thinking this is perfect, right? In my head, this is perfect. This is like the best design ever. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. If you look at my other builds, throughout my streams or gameplays or whatever, this is not the best. Like, this is probably one of the best things that I've ever personally did in Minecraft, and I could say this. I enjoyed it, bro. I enjoyed it. I'm just taking a good look at whatever. So now, obviously, you want to take a good look from the far distance, obviously, because you know this is your build. You want to make sure it's perfect in every direction. Now, look, if you, bro, I'm telling you, if you was to place this in the right places, your your environment changes or whatever. You're like, I'm gonna go explore the forest, and you see something like this, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, bro, who did this? How did this? What? Where did this even come from, bro? I'm telling you, this is like the best things. Like, bro, you invite your friends, you tell them, hey, let's wander around the world, bro. Your friends are gonna be loving your build. Now, obviously, I looked at this and I was like, water fountain, bro. You need some water, right? Obviously, water is like key when building, bro. It makes everything look even better. Now, I obviously got me some. I don't know why I keep deleting the water bucket, but I obviously got me some water, and then I made like a little fountain area thing, right? I was like, yes, this is it. This is the pop out. This is what was missing. This is the key. This is everything that I needed, right? I was like, dude, this is such a good thing. I love this design. I love the way that it flows together. It's like, so I went ahead and got me some pickle seeds. Bro, I'm loving this build already. You don't have to get pickle seeds or the pickle, whatever the freak is called. I did mess up whenever I was placing this. And I was trying to fix it, but then I was like, you know. So I started fixing it. I'm like, wait, hold up. I realized this is perfect the way it is, whatever. But like I said, if you are new to my channel, or if you just stumble upon my channel, go ahead and follow me. I stream on Twitch every single day. And, bro, I want to keep doing this. I also want to show y'all more tips and tricks on how to build, how to make things perfect. Because I am learning myself, but I already have key ideas of how to do stuff. I've literally did, like, tips on how to make a gold farm. You know what I'm saying? Using the portals, bro. I love doing a lot of builds in Minecraft. I mean, go ahead and follow me for real. Thank you.